I can accept losing when you've given your best, you've given your all, and the team you're playing is better than you, and you don't deserve to win. I can accept that 100 times out of 100. What I don't accept is players that don't know how important this competition is, and a manager that doesn't know how important this competition is, the FA Cup, and how important it's been for us in our recent history, the last 20 years, and how many times we've won it. The competition is steeped in history. It's known worldwide. It's one of the greatest knockout competitions there is in the world. Everyone that comes to this country wants two things. They want to play in the Premier League, they want to play in the FA Cup, because the FA Cup is known throughout the world. It's an important competition for everyone, for the supporters as much as it is for the football club. The Premier League is the bread and butter. The Champions League is something that's you can try and reach to and aspire to and then get there. Unfortunately, we've won it twice. We've done the Europa League twice. Hopefully, we're going to win the Conference League this season to wrap up everything. But the FA Cup is up there. League Cup is up there as well. It should be up there. It's probably the fourth ranked for us, or maybe fifth ranked. But the League Cup is just as important. We got dumped out of the League Cup early this season because we didn't take that seriously. We didn't take the FA Cup seriously yesterday. And the manager's comments after the game said just that. You know, we move on. We take it as, you know, we learn from this and we move on. We can now focus our efforts on the Premier League and the Conference League. Well, no, we should have taken it serious yesterday. When we face Brighton, Premier League opposition, you expect to play your strongest team. Why are we rotating people? Why are we rotating the back four again and the goalkeeper? Brighton put out arguably their strongest team against us. They had available. Did we do that? No, we didn't. We're rotating players, and then when it starts well, and then we fade as we always do, and the team come back into it second half of the first half, we expect things to be done at half time to rectify the problem, and it never was. Again, never was. And someone, for the life of me, someone, please tell Christopher Nkunku, stay high, stay up top, stay up against the centre-back, don't drop into midfield or even deeper than that to come and pick the ball up. You're there as a striker and you lead that line, you try and hold the ball up or you make runs into channels to give us out balls and give us a focal point of some kind. Christopher Nkunku kept dropping in, and every time we got the ball, we could only go wide because there was no one through the middle. First half, we were making runs in behind. Second half, it completely stopped. A couple of people made runs beginning of the second half and then gave up because it wasn't coming. We kept going sideways. Now, that's on the manager. The manager's got to turn around to Nkunku and say, stay high. Don't drop in, stay high. Keep the two centre-backs occupied. But he didn't. Now, that comes from the manager. You can make a change at half time. You're there as a manager to influence the game before the game's being played by preparing the team. And then at half time, you can influence the game again. And from the sideline with your substitutions, you can influence the game again. You've got different opportunities to influence the game. And one of the main ones is at half time to look how the game's being played out, how it's beginning to just feel, and then make a change, make a tactical switch or a change. But the problem that we've got is we've got no plan B under Maresca, and another video is going to come on that in a little bit. But yesterday, we played into Brighton's hands, and it was so easy. So easy for them yesterday. We didn't take the competition seriously. Players came in that were rotated that didn't really... They're like square pegs, round holes, or they're players that are like, I'm only going to play this game, I'm not really bothered. There was no fight. There was no hunger. There was no desire as a complete collective. There was players there that give it a bit. Cole Palmer, one of them, giving it a little bit, and when things weren't going, was just like, just passing the ball backwards because he's got nobody else helping him making runs or staying up top. Honestly, why on earth are we rotating our defensive line again? So against West Ham, Jorgensen in goal, you had Tosin and Colwill with Cucurella and Reece James, and we started the game yesterday with Sanchez back, Tosin next to Chalobah, who was dropped for West Ham. Reece James obviously rested, and you got Gusto back in and Cucurella. So your five is completely changed again. How on earth are you supposed to get settled rhythm in your team? How are you supposed to get a defensive unit that knows and, you know, they feel what each other's going to do. They cover each other. They know what if someone's going to go and press and they cover him behind. How on earth can you get that if you keep making fucking changes the whole time? Don't make changes in the back five. From now to the end of the season, Enzo Maresca needs to pick his strongest 11 and stick with them until one of them has a bit of an off game and make a change. Stop rotating players because you feel like you have to, because you want to give people a game. When you take the game seriously, it's Premier League opposition against Brighton. We should put our strongest 11 out to take them on because they're going to do the same with us. If we were drawn against a lower league team, Championship, First League One, League Two, you'd rotate players. You understand it. This is Brighton away, FA Cup Saturday night on TV, and we don't take it seriously. We don't feel it enough for me. And what's happening? Our general play is boring. We were free. We were just delightful to watch. We were just expressive. We get the ball wide. We go forward. We were dangerous. We were a threat to anyone that we were playing. And it's all disappeared. And it isn't back. We won 2 games, Wolves and West Ham, but it isn't back because Brighton exposed it again. It's just a complete mess. We're going to go to Brighton and we probably beat them now if we play, because that game yesterday was screaming out for Jackson. Now, if you're still watching this video this long, 6.5 minutes into it, then maybe you probably won't like what I'm saying about Jackson. Jackson's got a lot of critics. I get a lot of people saying about Jackson, he's not good enough, he's not this. Look at that game yesterday. Look what he brings to the team up front, and you tell me that he's not someone that's important for us right now. Tell me that he isn't. Because if you believe that he isn't, you're off your mind. You're off your tits. Honestly. It's a situation where the game was crying out for Jackson. The game was crying out for the manager to make changes. The game was crying out for a tactical switch, and we don't do tactical switches under this manager. And the changes we made were ineffective. Absolutely ineffective. And you wonder, how long can we put up with this crap? We've gone from being exciting, challenging, up the top, a team that was scoring goals, playing free, being expressive, being dynamic, to a team that now hasn't got a clue when it comes to a team sitting in defensively, low defensive block. We haven't got a clue because we get it wide. And then we have, at one point yesterday, Jadon Sancho got the ball on the left-hand side and he looked up and there was 3 Chelsea players standing within 10 foot of each other, all pushed up, right, for the ball. When the ball went wide, everyone surged forward. And there was 3 players, Chelsea players, with a 10-foot radius, and there's about 50 yards of space out wide right to Neto. So Sancho looked and he was like, I ain't got nothing. I can't play the ball in there because he's marked off. He's covering him if he makes a run. So it had to come back this way to go back out to Neto. And Neto looked up and he had the same thing. Nkunku was a big part of why it was going wrong yesterday, because of his position, because of what he was doing, dropping in, and no one told him not to do it. It's either something he's agreed with the manager had an opportunity to tell him, the players on the pitch that are supposed to be leaders, your Casidos, your Enzos, your Tossins, even Cole Palmer. Tell him, don't drop in, stay high. Give us an option. But no. So I'm just wondering how long we're going to put up with the fact it's like, oh, it's another defeat, we're going to learn from it. No, play better. Influence the game more from being a manager. Players, take more responsibility for what you're doing. If you're shit, you're dropped. Simple as that. Pick your best 11, stay with them. If they're playing well, no one can get in. If they're not playing well, one of them comes out, they get substituted or they get changed for the next game. But don't make 4, 5, 6 changes in a game. Do not do it week in, week out, because it doesn't settle anybody, and the gaps in defence are still going to be there because they can't work together as a fucking unit. And collectively going forward, it's atrocious. It's absolutely atrocious. So I've had enough again. Unfortunately, I'm turning into quite a negative YouTuber the last couple of videos. I don't want to be, but it's a case of having to be at the minute. I'm not going to edit this. Just going to put it out as it is. I don't care. I've had enough with this. Honestly, watching that last night, my little boy, my wife's away, I had my little boy, couldn't watch the game live. So I turned all my notifications off. I had all my chats on silent, muted, so I couldn't know anything about the game because I was looking forward to coming downstairs about 8:30, 9 o'clock and putting the game on delay and sitting there to watch it and just take it all in. And afterwards, I just thought, what have I just done? I've just wasted 2 hours of my life. That's what it's like at the minute. You sit at a point now, you think, as soon as we go a goal down, you think you're not going to get back in this game. That's what it's become. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know if you like the video. Anything I've discussed, put in the comment section. Please like it for me so it goes out to YouTube, so put it out to more Chelsea fans online. And if you do like the content, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. Excuse the cat. It's a requirement today, unfortunately. But thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. See you guys. See you soon.